Hey, it's Greg from RealityREI.com, and today I'm going to give you a little tip. It's not really a tip regarding investing at all, but it's just something that I thought of that I wanted to kind of pass on. I do like to keep myself good and healthy, and every once in a while I like to have some tips that are regarding health. In particular, for this one, it has to do with a band, a workout band. When I travel or I go someplace where I'm not sure they're going to have weights or something like that, I use bands because they're very easy to travel with. They're not heavy, and you can do multiple workouts with them. If you use P90X, they've got a band. They recommend using bands as well as if you don't have free weights, because a lot of folks don't want to have a bunch of big bulky free weights. And in particular, I was using a lot of bands that were, the rubber kind of bands that you see. And they would snap like crazy, especially if you're doing any kind of row or something that you would do a very heavy weight with, or pulling down. If you're doing something like pull-ups, after a while they'll start to go on you. And there's one band in particular that I found that lasted a lot longer than normal, and that's the one that I want to share with you. And that's this Nike band. This is actually an older version, and the older version is better, I think, than the newer version they've got out. I've gone to a few stores and I've seen them with the newer version, and it's actually not as good as this version. I think this version's about a year or 2 years old. They stopped making them maybe a year or two ago. You can probably still find a lot of them around. I mean, I still do find them around, and I've kind of stocked up on them because they do work so well. But again, these bands, I think in particular what makes them so good is they've got this woven material here. And what you'll find is on the rubber bands, after you use them for a while, they'll break typically, somewhere right about here. And if you're pulling heavy weights, they're going to break fairly often. Or if you're pulling a lot of stuff, they're going to break. And when they break, it's not pretty. The other nice thing about this woven band is when it starts to go, this thing is filled with a bunch of like little rubber bands on the inside of it, and they'll start to fray a little bit, and the material itself, the woven material, will start to come unfrayed, and you'll see little bands that are kind of sticking out of it. But the other type, the rubber bands, when they just go all of a sudden. You'll see them start to get whiter and whiter and lighter and lighter, and then all of a sudden they'll just pop. And to be honest with you, I think it's a little dangerous, because if you're lifting a heavy weight and all of a sudden lets go, your arm will snap. Really, I think you could really injure yourself. Versus these, they kind of fail a lot slower. So you'll see them failing slower. They'll also tend to fail around this. Around the handles, you'll see them start to fail. But these, again, last a lot longer. They might be a little bit more expensive, but they're very light, very easy to travel with, and they're good. Here's the box that it comes in. If you want to, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that or not. And I think I picked this one up over at Sports Authority. You can see that it's 20 bucks on here. And highly worth it. They do have different resistance. Just choose the one that's most suited for you. I've got a medium resistance one here. Probably the large one work just as well if you're really strong. A light one for the light one. But again, that's just kind of my tip. These things are, again, very easy and great to travel with. If you do the P90X workout, which I did for a while, probably over a year, it was a very, very good workout, and these come in handy. They're very easy to use, and I used to use P90X on my computer. I'd carry it around basically on my laptop and run in my laptop, so if I was on travel, I could still do the P90X workout. Especially with these bands, you can do a lot of exercises still with these bands. So again, that's my tip of the day. It's not an investing tip of the day, but hopefully it'll make your life a little bit better. Take care.